Hey dudes and dudettes, it's Leah, the Playful Enchantress, and I am going to do our collective reading for this week, starting February the 27th and finishing up March 4th, 5th, March 5th. Oh, we've got an eclipse coming up. Things are still crazy. I'm going to do that 3-card pull that I did last week because I loved it. So we're going to do a card for the world and like our relation to it. We're going to do a card for our families and homes and our relation to that and how to best care for that. And then a card for ourselves and how to take care of ourselves and maybe our immediate environment if that is what comes through. So as a reminder, I'm using the Picture Book of Anna Cortez. This is my deck that I've had since high school, college. It's out of print. She has made other decks in the meantime, but these are playing cards. And the meanings are mostly hers, but I've also studied playing cards under other systems. So I kind of pull what makes sense. And also I'm really going at it as like an oracle where I'm getting the messages through the cards. I think I was posting, I do Muppet Mondays on my Instagram, and there's the Muppet Babies table reading that has gone around a couple times. I don't know how long, but people share it with me because they're like, oh my gosh, you love the Muppets and you do readings. But it really, when she's doing it, I'm like, literally anything could be an oracle. It's a matter of just connecting to something. So it makes sense that there's so many different systems and that there's so many different ways of doing it, because it's really just a pathway. So this is my pathway for today. I'll pull the 3 cards and see what comes up for us to best care for our homes, ourselves, and all of those things. So as a reminder, if you have no idea who I am an intuitive and I do energy activations, which is a type of energy work that is unique to me. It combines many things, trance work, Reiki. It's incredible. I love it so much. And I also do lifestyle design coaching for people who live lives with family and in places that they don't necessarily want to move out of. So how do we get to be the most joyful, the most free within the confines of our lives that we live right now? So we do financial coaching, we do decluttering coaching, all of the things that are going to get in the way of you feeling really good. We work for that through that so that you can really just enjoy your life as it is, because some things need to change, but some things just need to be worked with. So that's what I do, and it all comes together once a week where I kind of hit on anything that comes up in my frame of reference. So here we go. Community, outside, greater world. We've got Fata Morgana. I have to say, since I started doing these, the 5s, almost always am I getting 5s. It's so many 5s. And then inside our homes, inner circle. Olivia, she is so lovely to get for this. It's her inner circle card. She's great. And then ourselves, we get the Rivals. I think this is a really cool spread and a little different than the spreads that we've been getting so far. I knew that there was a change coming in general, but also just like you can feel it in the air. So I'll hold up my little board I made here. We have on the outer levels, what is that? Confetti, probably. Fata Morgana. She's a 5, so 5s are big energy, big, huge change energy. She has a very beautiful outside, but in her reflection you can see she's actually a hag. So this is a very good card for warning and also just like taking stock of what you really truly desire. And then for our inner circle and homes, we have Livia. She is a very warm person, and the bowl she's holding is like a very much like the womb, the like family. So I think that's going to come up a lot. And then for ourselves, we have the Rivals, which is I love the twos in this deck a lot. They are beautiful, aren't they? So there's this woman, she's the sunset, or the moonrise, and then we have the sunset down there. And so it's like a bit about balance, and it similar to like, what do you really truly desire? So I'm gonna get some water and then come back. And I'm back. So starting outside in, we're gonna start with the larger community, the world around us. We've got the Fata Morgana. Fata Morgana, like I said, is a card of showing us the true nature of things. It's kind of similar to the moon card in tarot, where she's got that Morgana. Morgana is the queen of spades in this deck. So she's got that energy of the queen of spades, but she's looking like a young hearts, and the hearts are like water and love, and not like the cold earth energy of Morgana. So it's really about, you know, what you see is not necessarily what you get. And don't be distracted by the pretty thing. You have to look what's underneath. You have to understand what the hidden messages are. And considering that we have an eclipse coming up and Mercury's retrograde, and there's a lot of information coming to light, but not fully, this makes a lot of sense. It's also about what you truly desire and being clear on what you truly desire. Last week, there was the card for dreaming and making sure we're dreaming and not letting anyone tell us what we want is unrealistic in terms of human rights and making the world a better place. This is like, and think about all sides of a situation. So for us, moving into the next week, I think be mindful of distractions, be mindful of things that look too good to be true. Just stay grounded. And if there are, since this isn't like directly in our lives and like people who are directly affecting us, I think this is more like how we're going to relate to news, how we're going to relate to things going on. Just don't believe everything that you read or see, and look at things from many angles so you don't get caught up in something that's not true. Even if it's good, right? Even if it looks really good, it might not actually be. So that's really important. So that's our outside broad community. This could be in your town. This could be in the country. This could be in the world. It's just like outside of your inner circle. Now, inner circle, in your home, in your family, I believe she is coming to us with a little bit of a reprieve. She's like, here, do you want some soup? It's been a lot lately. Do you want to rest? Do you want to care for this thing? So with like spring energy starting up and us turning our attention inward to our families, what are we bringing forth and what are we offering? She's offering this beautiful bowl, and what's inside of it, maybe it's water, maybe it's milk, maybe it's ale, right? Who knows? But she's offering something up. What are we offering up? What are we offering to our communities? What are we offering to our families? And is that offering in alignment with what we want to give? Is it truly what we want to be giving? Is it what we think is needed? Checking in with people about what they actually need before bringing it to them is what's coming up here. That's what I'm hearing about this card is you have a lot to give. Make sure you're giving wisely. Make sure you're giving what is needed and not what is not needed so that you can keep your energy for what is needed. And being a good listener is really important here. So more than getting like your house in order or anything like that this week, I want us to listen to the people around us and see if what we're bringing to them is really what is needed and what is helpful for all of us, right? Like, I don't want anyone working really hard trying to give somebody something they don't even want. Like, let's not exhaust ourselves trying to give somebody something they didn't even ask for. Let's make sure we're doing what's the right sized issue for the problem, or bringing the right solutions, and not just giving because we think we need to. Let's not give until our well is run dry. right? Like she's not doing that. She has just what she wants to give, just that right amount. She's not giving everything away, just the right amount that's needed to be helpful in our own circles, in our families, in our homes. And if you did want to take this into like a home direction, I would say, because there's a vessel here, I'd say clean your kitchen, obviously, always clean your kitchen, always do your dishes, but like bringing forth a beautiful altar space in your home somewhere that can give you like a still point and something to give from. This is very like, don't try to pour from an empty cup. What do you need to do to fill your cup? And if we're talking our homes, what do you need in your home to fill your cup? How does it need to be? And how are you holding your house in a certain way that's like thinking you need to do it for somebody else? Like, are you holding on to a bunch of stuff that you think your kids might want or your grandkids might want or whatever? Like, there's a little bit of this. She's like, hey, I have this box. Did you want this box from when you were a kid? And they don't want it. Don't hold on to things for other people if they don't even want it. That's very similar to the same energy. So ask, like, slow down. I slow down and I ask, like, hey, how could it be applied to these different situations? And this is showing me right now, just seeing her holding a box of like childhood toys, and she thinks she needs to hold on to these things. So what are you holding on to that you think you need to for other people that you don't need to hold on to, metaphorically and physically? Let's let it go. And then the rivals. So this is a dichotomy card, but it's also like a competition card in kind of a good way. You know, like you and somebody being like, okay, who could be the fastest runner, right? Like it's the competition pushing things to being a good, everyone being their best kind of card. So it's called the Rivals. This guy is like kind of dying, but it's because it's sunset. He'll be back the next day and it'll be a reverse situation. So she's young, he's old, she's women, he's man. It's like a dichotomy card. So in this situation for ourselves, this is just for us and how we want to take care of ourselves this week. It is interesting that we're getting like the sun and the moon when we have the eclipse, because that's an eclipse. It's the sun and the moon, crossing. So, or the earth crossing the moon, that's a lunar eclipse. So in that way, we're going to be right between these things, right? The sun and the moon. We are in the position of the rivals. How do you want to use that energy? How do you want to use that energy of being suspended between two different forces? And can you pull the best of both? Is there a tendency you have to being, very active when you need to rest? Do you need to rest, or do you need to be more active? There's this dance of dichotomies. And this card to me is saying for us to care for ourselves, let's watch our extremes and try to hold that suspended balance where everything is where it could be. The difference between being hungry and being overfull, the difference between sleeping too many hours and not sleeping enough hours. Like there's a very important balance that we all need for homeostasis, for our bodies to be healthy, and then socially, and then emotionally, and then with our children, if we have them, and with our partners, if we have them. And all of that is this balance of not too much, not too little. And this rivalry of lack and abundance. And people say abundance. Abundance is great. It's everything. But I'm trying to overindulgence. There's a balance, and striking that balance for yourself is gonna be awesome. And if we can do it this week, which is a bit of a rough week, then we can do it other times too. So that's the reading for this week. So take care of yourself, try to find your balance, figure out where you want to pay attention. To that, pick a thing. I would say pick a thing or two things and say where am I not balanced, and where could I find that balance? Don't hold on to things that nobody is caring for, and like bring people what they want versus everything else. And I don't mean try to figure out what people want and work yourself to the bone to bring it. I mean only bring what's helpful. Keep the rest of it for yourself. And don't be distracted by the shiny. Have a good week. I'll see you next week. I have some openings for energy activations next week, but not a lot. So if you want one, click the link, and there's a little bit more the week after, but there's so much going on. Thankfully, the snowstorm / February break milieu or whatever that was is over, because that was crazy. I hope you had a really good week, and I hope this coming week is good, and all of these things are happening, and we are here, and we are putting one foot in front of the other, and we're going to move through it. Hopefully as painlessly as possible. Have a great week. I love you.